Hi guys, so here I'm Rory here, co-founder of Sublime Trading, here with your daily update for the UK and US indices for Wednesday the 3rd of June. Alright guys, hope you're well, hope you've had a great week. So let's start with the S&P 500. Another bullish breakout yesterday above the 200 simple moving average, confirming potentially a continuation of this bullish trend that price is in since March, and price continuing to the current all-time high. So positive start to the week. What we now want to see is that continuation throughout the week. We may of course see a pullback back to the 200 simple moving average, see some kind of retest, but ultimately for now price is breaking out to the upside and continuing towards this current all-time high. Now moving across to the Nasdaq, another breakout on the Nasdaq yesterday, so price just short of the current all-time high. The Dow Jones very much lagging behind, currently trading below the 200 simple moving average. We want to see a breakout and we want to see price break through the 200 simple moving average. Overall though, the indices are looking very bullish, particularly the S&P 500. We want to see that continuation on the S&P 500 to the upside. Looking at the S&P 500 mini, which gives us an indication of pre-market action, we are currently seeing further bullishness. So let's see how Wednesday plays out. It's always the end of day candlestick that gives us the most information, but currently we are seeing further bullishness today. Moving across to the UK market, looking at the Footsie 100, we had a bullish Monday, we had a bullish Tuesday, but no breakout. But so far today, we are seeing a bullish continuation to the upside, and there is a breakout on the card. So price currently trading above the high of May. If price closes above the high of May by the end of play today, then we could see further strength towards the 200 simple moving average. So across the board, looking at all the indices, we are seeing bullishness. We just want to see that continue and then continue adding long positions into our portfolio, which is what we are currently doing on the best performing stocks. So let's get into the charts and catch up on price action. So guys, if you're new to these daily updates, then I recommend starting with the recording that's pinned to the top of our Facebook page so that you get a good understanding of what I go through in these charts. Okay guys, as always, this is our 3-screen setup. We have the monthly in the top left, weekly in the top right, and our daily chart down here across the bottom. If we start with the monthly time frame of the S&P 500, we can see price has been bullish since April. Good looking month. May, continuation, not as bullish as April, but a good continuation to the upside. And so far in June, we're seeing that momentum. What we want to see is the momentum now towards the high of last year, price to break through, and then momentum to the current all-time high, and then ideally for price to create new all-time highs. On the weekly, price above the 200 moving average and the 50 simple moving average. This is positive, really strong sign of a continuation towards the current all-time high. And if I come down to the daily time frame, just open up the daily chart, we can see this bullish continuation through the 200 moving average. And yesterday we had a break and a close above the high of May, which is a strong sign of a continuation to the upside. Now we may see a pullback to the 200 moving average, we may not. Ultimately, what we really want to see is price just continue its climb towards that towards that current all-time high. If there is a retest of the 200 moving average, we want to see it hold strong as support and then a bounce off it and then a continuation back to the all-time high. Overall though, this is looking strong for a continuation. Moving across to the Nasdaq, starting with the monthly time frame, we can see that price is trading above the high of last year. Current price action just short of the current all-time high. You can see that in more detail on the weekly, price above the 200 and the 50 simple moving average. Bullish week so far, just short of the all-time high, which is here. And then on the daily time frame as well, we can see that price is above all 3 moving averages and it's nicely working its way up. So a break and close above this high will definitely be a strong sign of a continuation to the upside. The Dow Jones is lagging behind. Bullish though since April, May, and of course now in June we are seeing that bullishness. We want to see that continuation towards the high of last year. Now on the weekly time frame, price is above the 200 moving average but below the 50 simple moving average. Both the the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, they're already above the 50 simple moving average on the weekly. We want to see this momentum take price through the 50 simple moving average, and on the daily time frame we want the momentum to take price through the 200 simple moving average and then see price move towards the current all-time high. Looking at the S&P 500 mini, which gives us pre-market action, we can see June is looking bullish and it's working its way towards the high of last year. On the weekly, price above both moving averages, we're seeing a bullish week so far. And on the daily time frame, price above the 200 moving average, the 3,000 round number, and so far today we're seeing a little bit of bullishness, confirming a continuation of that bullishness we've seen so far this week. Now remember, as always, it's the end of day candlestick which will give us the most information. This could look very different. It could be a big bullish candle, it could even be a bearish candle. We really don't know how the day will end, and often, and yesterday was a good example, it's really the last hour to half an hour where we see the institutional money come in, and so that could really make the candlestick look very, very different to the intraday candlestick. So for now it is a waiting game, but currently we are seeing a little bit of bullishness in pre-market action. Moving across to the Footsie 100, we can see that June is looking bullish, continuing the bullish ascent from April and then May. On the weekly, price is below the 200 and the 50 simple moving average, a bullish week so far. And if you come down to the daily time frame, price is below the 200 moving average, above the 20 and the 50 simple moving averages. And if you look at current price action, this is today's price action, we can see that it's trading above the high of May. So if we get a close above this level, then we're likely to see a continuation towards the 200 simple moving average. Ideally, we want to see this broken and for price to start moving towards the current all-time high. Okay guys, that's me for today. Please like, comment and share. Let's get these recordings out there and get people understanding how to use the indices correctly to build a solid investment portfolio. And I will see you on tomorrow's recording.